Good morning, art buddies. Ooh, and welcome to Bricolage with Pink Girly. I just did a quick pit stop, so I raced back to my desk. One of those days. It's a little cooler here. Good morning, Kel. We're down to 12 days. Yesterday I should have said baker's dozen, but today we're down to 12 days till I pick Kellyanne up. Good morning, Gail. So it's a bit nippy, a little brisk here today. I have a long sleeve shirt on, which is very unusual for me. Oh, I guess I should put my glasses down. That might help my situation. Oh, look at me with this old. I should probably not do that. That's a scraping card. Good morning, Jacqueline. I guess that maybe everybody's a little cooler today. Boy, we've had a couple of really nice days. So this morning, well, let me back up a little bit. Yesterday, I had my sisters here. As most of you know, our mom passed away in July. But even prior to that, when it became evident that mom needed some care that we weren't able to provide, and we needed to, oh, I forgot to do the other side. We needed to, help her. So we sold her house, and we really did. Oh, it's warmed back up, Gail? Oh, okay. I think it's supposed to get warm for us next week. So we had to sell her house, and we had a lot of that stuff all done, but there was just several bags of old pictures and photographs and stuff that we needed to divvy up. So my sisters came yesterday at my request because Kellyanne's coming to visit, and I wanted to get some of her some of the room, in a little better order. So my sisters came over, so we went through a bunch of stuff. So one of the things that I found that I had given my mom, good morning, Judy. How are you? Hope you're having a great morning. I had given this to my mom. I'd made this and given this to my mom several years ago, and you'll see she didn't use it, but she did keep it. And I like these. I don't know who I saw do this. Did I? No, I didn't stitch that. I guess that's just from, but they all have all the pages are pockets. And then I put in a little tab card. So when I was looking at this, I thought, I'd like to make these again. I'd like to make at least, one. I don't remember who did this, where I saw this, but it's very easy to do. Of course, I put fabric on the outside to make it look, a little more finished, and a little Christmas tree or evergreen type tree, little button there. So of course it doesn't have to be thin, Christmas. And I think I'm going to fill this with Christmas pictures. But I thought I'd like to do one because then we also went through a lot of old family photos, who wants this one, who wants that one, who is this, that kind of thing. So I have a little stack of pictures here, and I'm going to build another one of those little books and hopefully get some of those pictures in here. So instead of you watching me cut paper, I cut most of this morning. I found an old Stamperia pack of leftover pages in my stash, and it had, I don't know what it's called though. I didn't have the front page. It's got love and treasure in it. I don't know. So it had these little journaling type cards. So I cut those out and then just measured and built my size of my book around what will slip in the pockets. Does that make sense? So this was my original, and this is the one I'm building today. So they're both about 4 inches wide. The one I'm building today is 6 inches tall, and this older version is 8 inches tall. So depending on how you want to use it, whether you want to use it for storage or for photographs or maybe for quotes, a place to put quotes. I do want to tab like I did this one. I do want to put little tabs on it. I think they look cute sticking out. And, but I want to also kind of line it up with my cards. So I didn't do the little divots on the sides yet. So what I did was just measure my 4x6 on my paper and I folded them. I just used my little, my smaller, put this back in here, my smaller scoreboard. Just went to the 4 inches, right? Folded it and I creased them really, really well. And I decided I wanted that treasure as my front page. Of course, it was this way. And I thought, well, it doesn't look too bad sideways. So I'm going to use it that way. And you can really make these as thick or as chunky as you want, depending on what you want to store in it and how you want to use it, right? So you kind of have to do your own measurements with your own paper and your own thing. I rounded my edges because that's how I wanted it to look. And now I'm inking. I wanted to try to get most of this done so I don't have to, oops, inky dink here while you're sitting here watching me. And then we're just going to glue it together. And then I'm going to find a piece of fabric probably and put it on the spine. And I've been working on my little glue bottle. I hope I can get that to squeeze out some glue. And let me see. I want to pull the stream up here on my phone. I always forget how to do it. There I am. Okay. I'm so challenged with this stuff. So I want to be able to see chat a little better. So there again, with the word bricolage, it loosely translated, hey, good morning, Kimberly, how nice to see you. Loosely translated means, using a variety of available things. So in other words, maybe using stuff in your stash. Most of us have a stash. If you've been doing, oh, good morning, Anania, Anania. Nice to see you. I saw you over at Murray's. I was lurking. Welcome, welcome. And so I'm sure I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly. So if you would like to give that to me phonetically, I'll do my best to remember. Thanks for coming over. So as the rest of you start popping in, I'll show you again my prototype. I have a couple sitting around my desk somewhere that I made and didn't do anything with, and they're not decorated. But if you've got some leftover scrapbook paper, this is a fun way, I think, to use it up. And you could really very easily make it just a few pages and slip it into another journal, right? You could adjust the size and slip it into an existing journal. So this is what we're working on today. And because I'm using cardstock type scrapbook paper, it's very sturdy. Really, if you wanted to, you could attach pages in here that you could write on. You could use it for grocery lists. You could store grocery receipts. There's really a lot you could do with these. It's not very thick. Now, this one probably would be a little too thick to slip into a journal, but you certainly could do just a couple of pages and make it a lot thinner, a lot smaller, and you could use it as a little tuck-in. Hi, Ange. Good morning. So this is what we're working towards. This was Christmas. I made that for my mom. And I'm inspired today because my sisters and I divvied up some old family photos. You're going to get a kick out of these photos, I think. So some of them I'm going to cut them down. And then I'm hoping, I don't know if I have one here. I have these really nice pens that I bought. It's a brown ink, which I think would work nice with this. A nice fine tip. I know I have one out by my comfy chair. I did have one here, but I think I took it in. I might have another one. But see, this is how I am. I've got a certain pen in mind that I want to use, and I'm not going to be happy if I don't use it. So I may have to waddle on out front if I don't find one here. I thought I had an extra one in this little bin. Never fails, right? Oh. All right, well, I'll address that because I want to make sure I write down what the pictures are. Because if there's one thing my sisters and I learned, it's like your memory's not so good. Like you think you're going to remember stuff, but you don't. And some of these photos just didn't ring a bell of who they are. So I'm inking my edges here. Now in this paper pack, this is the Stamperia. Stamper. Does anybody know how to really say it? These little journaling cards are part of the pack, so I just cut them out. These are 4x4s. You could use a mix of papers that you might have left over from different projects. You could use plain, you could use some cardstock. I would recommend cardstock weight paper because it gives the little book a little stability. And just need some glue, maybe a paper trimmer. If you don't have a paper trimmer, you could certainly use scissors. I don't cut so good with scissors as far as being straight, but if I'm honest, I don't do that great with a trimmer either. These that I cut earlier these are 4x4s, and my pages. You're making a box to put photos in. That's a good idea too. All right, they're not all finished. So earlier I cut out my paper 6x4, then I scored them at 4 inches, and I folded them all in half. Now see, I've got that jumping again. I fixed my camera. It was doing really well, but now it's jumping. I don't know. Maybe I need a different camera. And then I took some craft color cardstock here and just cut out little discs that I'm going to hopefully put on these little cards. So now I'm going to glue these together. I have 8. I believe I have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, 8. And this I decided. Oh, you sold some? Oh, that's good. Oh, you've been making a book to put. Oh, a book. I thought you said a box. A book. A book. Good. Okay, so this is what I decided is going to be my front, my cover. So I have my stack. I'm all ready. I've got it folded. Oh, you know what I want to do? I want to cut my little divots because I want to have a little divot like on here. But I just need it on the one page. I don't need it on all the pages. It's a place where I can put my little circle. Now, of course, these aren't as long. This is how they were in the paper pack. So it's going to nestle in, I'm hoping, right like that. Okay. And then I've got to remember I've got room for glue at the top and the bottom. So my first page, I don't need to cut my little. This one will have 2. So I'm going to go here. And this is, to me, this is just like a crapshoot. And then I'm going to move down just a little bit. And it's, you know, it's whatever, right? This is handmade. This is just using up stuff in our stash. So that'll go there. Then this one should be plain, I believe. And then this one, I'm going to start maybe, I'm just eyeballing this. Coming down a little bit down from that. Cutting 2 little cuts there. My husband has such a heavy, strong voice. I can hear him on the phone. I'm hoping you guys can't. All right, so that one, this one I don't have to cut. I'm going to put these 2 more towards the bottom. Now, if you were a different kind of person than me, you could measure this all out. But see, I won't be doing that. I can't be doing that. Guess you're really not going to see that inked edge that much. Now, I'm not sure if my other one was odd or even. I'm going to let that go. We'll see how this works. I can always trim another one. So now I want to glue my first page to my second page. I think that's how I did it. I made this so many years ago. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, see, I'm trying to look at this one that I made. It's kind of deceiving because I got that. So if I do it the way I think, I'm not going to glue. It looks like this one. I glued each one to, no, because that's the same paper. Oh, maybe I glued, maybe this one went all the way around the back. All right, so we're going to have to go with plan B. So I'm going to have my first one not be a pocket. Now the trick is going to be lining this up and gluing this down so my spine stays, you know, even. All right, Angie needs to go, but she'll be back. She's cleaning this man's house, and she's almost done. Woohoo! All right, so let's see if I can get my glue to cooperate. So I'm going to do 3 sides, the spine side and the 2 outer edges. The top would be really the top and the bottom. You are? All right, Jacqueline's crafting along. That's cool. There's Joyce. Hi, Joyce. Good morning. This paper is the same color as my glue, kind of. Not doing the same thing, but oh, I gotcha. You're using stuff in your stash. What project are you doing? I don't know if I can deal with this glue thing. I thought I'd cleared the... I thought I cleared my nozzle. I like these little needle tip nozzles because you can generally, if it's working right, my glue might be too thick. I know if I use my other stuff, it's going to be... Well, they say to use white glue because it dries completely. If I use my Fabri-Tac type glue, I'm not sure that that's going to do the same. So This is going to give me way too much. Let's see if I can. And I'm thinking I should have pulled out my. Oh, thanks, Kel. These are two different sets. It's going to squish out. A little glue brush might help. See if I have a. Well, this one's a little smaller. Oh, you're working on your candy bags. Okay. All right. Now I'm just going to tap it down like that. I'm sorry for the jumpy jump. I've got to find the paper towel. Oh, there they are. I should know by now that I'm a messy crafter. I should have my baby wipes right. They're ready. All right, now I probably should clip that. For just a few minutes. I could do it in sections. Especially the ends. Now, seasoned crafters will recommend you not use hot glue either. All right, so that's going to be my first page. Now, I'm going to work on, this is going to, I think I want this one this way. Because when I open it up, I want to see these pages. I don't want that page to be glued. This you won't see because it's going to be glued. So that's going to glue to what I just did. You don't like hot glue? I like it. I like it for certain things, that's for sure. But it doesn't work for everything. I don't like the strings. All right, so I'm going to glue these two together. Now remember, I'm making pockets. So I'm trying to keep my glue as close to the edge as I can. And I don't need a huge pocket because my inserts are only 4 by 4. Should have put my little plastic sheet down, and I keep running my glue into my other page. I haven't done stuff like this with scrapbook paper in a long, long time. So I want that spine to be as straight as I can get it. I'm going to clip these together. Ooh, that one's really tight. And this really will only take a couple of minutes for that glue to really set up. This is not straight. Ah, I think I missed my opportunity to zhuzh that a little. Gonna have to go with it. Might have to make a trim, might have to trim it. Let's see how it goes. All right, so that's another set. And then really wanted that rose. Okay, so if I do that, that's upside down. And that's not going to work with my divots. I get very easily confused and twist it around. So I'm trying to think, all right, where's my little, I guess at this point it doesn't matter. And my pages don't have to stay in the order that I had them. I just want the front page to be the front. And I'm just trying to, pick out what pages I want to see when I open the book. And then I'm going to put pictures on. So you're really not going to see a whole lot of it. Anyway. Ah. It's so funny when we were looking at the pictures yesterday. We kept saying to each other, who does this look like? Who does this remind you of? And my one great nephew, I swear, the kid, unfortunately, really looks like me. Okay. So I did better on that one. That's one of the problems I had when I was doing a lot of scrapbooking. I started out really, oops, I don't need those. I started out painting ceramics, and then from there went to scrapbooking. I know it's a leap, but that's the way it went. This is a really big one. And gosh, there for a while I did a lot of stuff with my paper. And I guess maybe about a year ago, I went through all my paper and got rid of or donated to Goodwill paper that I had had for years that I knew I wasn't going to ever use. When you get a paper pack, there's generally a couple of things you really like in it, and then there's usually a couple of things you're not so crazy about. So it was that kind of thing. All right, so I want to turn this one inside out. But if you're going to make this, make sure you crease your fold really well. You don't want to pick up any bulk that you don't have to have. All right, so this will be, I believe, my last one. I just jelly printed over the printed paper. Oh, that's a good idea, Gail. I would have never thought of that. That's an excellent idea. I had tons. I mean, tons. And then I gave, of course, I'd given my neighbor a bunch, but then she stopped. She loved to make cards. Then she stopped making cards. So then I got all that back. That's an excellent idea. All right, I think I might be done with that. Yeah, I guess you did. That sounds really great. All right, so I'm just using this. Whew. This one's not really cooperating either. That's a super great idea. Okay, so I'm going to steal the clips from here. So this is my first page. I was messy with my glue, so that kind of stuck there. Got a pocket here. See, you've just got to really get your glue where you need it to be. And I missed that spot. Let's see if I can. Can I call you Annie? Annie? Or how about Anina? Anina? Have you been at Mary's a while? Are you new to Mary's? I'm just curious. Thanks for coming over and visiting us. I appreciate it. I saw Laura at Mary's. I'm assuming she's got to go to work. You got to be careful when you get a little over spillage. Annie, okay. Thank you. All right, so I've got that one. Got to know her at the, oh, wonderful. Okay. At the New Year's Eve. Hey, that's cool. All right, so that's my first section. This will be my second section. That still didn't get together so great there. You'll learn very quickly I'm not perfect. All right, so this one's the one that's a little off. So I'm not going to see that one, but that one's cute. So now I'm going to glue these two sections together. Should have kept the binder clips out. All right. So let's give it again. Give it a go again. Let's. I'm trying to be more mindful of my edges. I don't feel like sticking my fingers in there. These nails are short, and so it's kind of annoying if they get glue all over them. All right, so I'm just going to spread that out a little. All right, so I'm going to put the first section and the second section together. Now, if you're not streaming or videotaping and you're just doing this for yourself, you can just give it time to dry. There's Laura. I thought you were on your way to work, kid. How you doing? Yeah, I figured you had to be off to work. I saw you at Murray's. I just said to the girls, I saw you at Murray's, and I figured you were off to work. Okay. All right, so that's section 2 and section 1 together. And I'm going to clip this just for a couple of minutes. Now, while I'm waiting for this to dry before I put the next section together, I'm going to show you the photographs that I'm going to try to use in this project. Most of these are marked. This is my dad and me. That was our backyard. This says, this is my aunt, my namesake, and my mom. Easter, 1952. My mom named me after her best friend, which is this gal right here. That's why I have a really old-fashioned Jewish name. So I'm hoping to use that. And this was my grandmother's front yard, I believe, and that's my dear mom and my middle sister. And that's me, obviously Easter morning. Oh, really, Gail? This is me and my mom. It's funny, my niece that just had the baby looks like my mom. I think in that picture really resembles my mom. And this is me and my dad. And this is the one I think I look like my great nephew looks like me, and that's my great nephew's face for sure. And my dolly, another picture of my dad. He's so cute. August 1959. He was always out in the yard. Loved to be out in the yard. Loved to be planting things. And this was our collie, Tippy. These were cousins on my dad's side. This cousin was born the day after me. I'm August 10th. She's August 11th. She now lives in Florida. And that's my middle sister and an older cousin. And this was, we lived next door to my dad and mom built a house next door to my grandma and grandpa. So this is my grandmom here, but these are my cousins. That's me, my cousin Billy, my cousin Kathy, and my cousin Barb. They were my dad's sister's kids. This was my this was my first birthday. So I just don't want to throw them in a box, and we don't want to throw them out. So when I was looking at this little book, I thought I could pop some in there. Another Easter, that was my grandmother's porch. I can remember the bond bread man coming up with his basket of goodies. And this is, look how much taller I got than her. Now she's only a day, well, she's probably a day and a couple years younger than me, but I'm the 10th, she's the 11th. And we love those Patty Play Pal dolls. So we had each gotten one for Christmas. Mine was a redhead, hers was a blonde. And that's my little sister and my middle sister. I know it takes a lot of time, right? That's me. And my middle sister, she's the one that just became a granny for the first time. Of course, she just hates every minute of it. And this is my dear grandmom and me at her house. And then mom and dad on their wedding day. Dad cleaned up pretty good. You can see how old this one is. This one's at the church. I don't think this was, I think, probably before they were married. I don't know, maybe it was after they were first married. There's no date on it, so I'm not sure. I'm assuming that's their, first apartment. Hi, Peggy. Peggy's watching while putting back the craft room, so oh, no. The day before you left? Oh, no. You do? I didn't know about him. The brother to Patty Playpal, how about it? And here's the 3 girls again. Now, my mom was one of 5 gals, but we have other pictures of the aunts, but, um, there was a lot of years between her and her other sisters, and her sister Jerry, and her were closer in age, and that's the lady I'm named after, Ethel Lorraine, and this is my mom and Ethel again, I think. Of course, it's gotten yellowed, but these are the ones I'm hoping to get in this little book. So I'll have to do some trimming. Oh, and then my family had some postcards. I guess you could have these made fairly easily. My grandmother used to write all over everything. This is something I can't read her writing there. Kruger Club in Croydon, which is in Pennsylvania. So these are all their friends they hung out with. This was, she's got written here, Harry Ackerman on this end. And then, of course, she's got an arrow pointing here. This was my grandmother's brother-in-law. He was married to her sister Annie. But my grandmother, the pictures, she'd have an arrow. This is me with a big arrow pointed on it. I'm like, oh, grandma. And then this one is marked the Kensington House, Croydon. So I don't know if that's where they all used to go and get a bite to eat or hang out. That's the questions I didn't think to ask when my dad was alive. But anyway, those maybe I'll see what I can do with those. All right, so this has had time to dry a little while. Okay, Gail, thanks for coming in. You cleaned up the flood before you left, had the fans blowing for 2 weeks. My besties came over and checked things while we were away. Oh, that's good. So it's not major. You still got stuff to do, but all right, now let's see. See, I wasn't cautious here. Okay. Now this is my last section. Darn. Here we go. It got a little wibbly. Okay. So now this I'm going to glue here. And I should have put a little piece of, I have it here somewhere, acetate or something. Under, the last one I finally get. I think that's a single page. It's just going to be hard to fuss with it. Okay, let's see. Let's spread this glue. Oop. And pop this down. could even put favorite recipes in something like this, right? Glue them on the page. Now that last page I want to open. It's that part that's glued down. Now I was finding when I was cutting on my paper trimmer, which is the guillotine, that the bottom was slipping, and I didn't get, I don't know if you can see that, but I didn't get them all cut really the way they should be. All right, so now I'm going to get out my little goodie box here where I have just a small amount of stuff I can use for trims and whatnot. Now, of course, you can make this much bigger, but I'm just going to do the small one. And when that glue dries, hopefully that'll straighten out a little bit. So let's see what I have in here I might be able to use. Oh, this might not be long enough. Oh, that might work, huh? I'm not sure in this case I like that. Let's see what else I have. I want something to wrap around the back of the spine. Oh, I know I have more of this somewhere, but that would kind of go. Let's see if I have another piece of, whoops. Let me put my glue brush back in the glue brush jar. I might have to do the spine off camera because I know I have more of that. I might want to dig some of that out because I think that's almost perfect for me and the look of the paper. I've got this. Oh, this is pretty. If I use something plain, this could go on top because I don't think I want to wrap the lace around because that's kind of hard to. There's Mary. Hi, Mary. That's very nice of you. Thank you. You're probably ready for a little nap, a little nippy nap, huh? Mary was on earlier this morning. Okay, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I am going to leave this pink lace out and see if I want to use it. And I think I'm going to, later today, get out a piece of this. Or I'll find a piece of plain muslin. Or maybe I could put that, wait a minute, hold on. Whoops, I got don't have everything in the box. Trouble closing that. How about if I glue that on this way and then take a piece of this to go that way. That might work. Of course, I cover up most of it, or maybe if I do it underneath. Now I've given myself too many options. Let's get rid of some of this. Let's get rid of some of this jazz here. It's just for me regardless, but well, I'm gonna make something there work. but I'm going to cover that little spine. All right, now I have these little journaling cards. They're not all inked. Let's see. Let's use the ones that I have inked. Hey, Candy, good morning. And if I put this one in here, yeah, I'm going to have to trim them because of the glue. Okay, so I'm going to do a little mark. And I'm just going to trim these. And I should have realized that, but like I said, I haven't done this in a long while. All right, so this one I'm going to mark here and put my divot here. Let me put this one back in. I'm going to mark it. Now you can do better. This is why people measure. But if you're like me and that's just not in your wheelhouse. Oops, I forgot to put that in my box. You got to do what works for you. All right, so that's my card 1. I should put a little 1 there. And 2. And which way is this way? 3. Write the number on the part you cut off. Isn't that smarter? That's smarter. Okay, this got a little yucky. Okay, so now this one I want this way. Oh, that's, nope, it should be glued all together. Nope. Nope, it's okay. Trying to get them in straight. Oh my gosh, I love that smell. I know some people don't. The smell of coffee from the coffee staining. Got coffee stained stuff sitting here. Love. I should have used that for the card for their wedding. Oh, I still could, I guess. Doesn't matter what order they're in. Okay, so that was 3. This is 4. This one's 5. And this is, I think this is extra. Extra, extra. All right, so let's put this aside. I'm going to get my little trimmer. And I'm going to follow that line. And I cut off, oh, there it is. I thought I cut off my divot. I didn't. It's really close to the top. Re-ink. Now that was number 5. So I'm going to put that Oh, I didn't want to cut that. I just wanted, oh, girls, don't mind me. Don't cut that. I don't want that cut. I just need it to be there so I know where to glue it. All right, so this should be number 4. I made my line so light. No, I'm in the wrong pile. This side. Okay, never mind. Maybe I should have come up with a different name for my channel, like the Wacko Crafter. Looks like I didn't ink this back side. See, now my little disc is going to go in that spot. But not right this moment. This moment in time. Okay. That'll go there. And then this one. And then I'll get glue on my pictures. Now, I know, you should have, protective adhe, what do they call it? Acid-free stuff. But these pictures have been sitting in my mom's house for like, 50 or 60 years. So I'm not worried about that. I'm just going to put them in this little book and enjoy them. That's what I'm going to do. So this one goes this way. Okay. Laura's got to go. Yeah, we wish you could stay too. Oh, thanks, Laura. You have a wonderful day. Enjoy the folks you're going to be working with today. Okay. Candy, are you leaving too, sweetie? Oh, oops. Goodbye, Laura. Okay. Okay, so that one will go there. Now, of course, these don't have rounded edges here. So I'm busy doing all that, but I can, I can punt. I can punt. Let's go this way. This one. All right, here we go. Annie says, I'm here listening, just in a full mode, making ATCs. Wonderful. I don't like to sit and not have my hands doing something, so that's cool. Cool with me. Okay. All right, little trimmer off to the side. Got to take another drink of I'm in day 2 of my cleanse, so I'm drinking a lemonade solution. I've got to get that one finished by 2 and then start the second one. So, cleaning my little, okay, now, put that little thing over there. Now, let's see. Now, of course, I can use these pages too, not just the pockets, correct? Correct. So, if this is wedding day, and this is wedding day. So let's see. Oh, I want to look for that pen. You see what I'm doing here? I can add stuff too if I want to, but um I don't necessarily like my own printing. That kind of fits right in there, doesn't it? But I want it to be straight. So let's take a little bit of the off the bottom for these girls. Oh, that fits in there nicely. Hello, back for just a minute. On the way to the store. Boy, Aunt, you're busy today. Oh, let's see if I can find one of my pens that I'm looking for without having to leave you all here. Oh, I put like 4 or 5 of them. And I saw one the other day that hasn't been used. Well, I know who these people are. I'm not going to forget them in 20 minutes. I can go get my pencil, my pen later. But see, if I glue that down there, let me trim this off. It might fit. My parents were my parents were married in November. You're so tired, I guess so. You've already done a lot. It's only, well, Eastern time, it's only 11 o'clock. Look, that looks cute, right, guys? Mom and Dad. Oh, now see, this has got additional information here I didn't see before. So I want to write that down. Hold on. I'm just going to use the Post-it. So it's Jerry, Fran, and Ethel, November 15th, 1952, but it says Cortland, 12th and Cortland, front bedroom. I guess that's where my mom lived as a young woman. I don't know. Of course, there's nobody left to ask. She were the last one. But I want to capture that and make sure I'll never remember that. Six months before you were born, huh? That's cool. All right, let's see how this is going to go here. I think my sisters are going to be jealous of this. I might end up making a couple more, huh? All right, this is Mom and Dad. Now, my sister Nancy took a bunch of pictures where there was just one, and we all want one of it. So she's going to have copies made. And I think they're more of our grandparents. Okay, now she's at the store. My goodness, Ange. You're like a flash. Oh, that's on the crease. All right, so you got to pay attention, and I wasn't. Let me give that a little bit to dry. I could have trimmed that. Well, I could have trimmed a little. Well, I can't talk and do this at the same time, obviously. Okay, but I want to put this here so I remember to add that information. Now I've got this little bugaboo in here. If I can get it out. All right. So the first thing I want to do is round the corners. And I think I did the quarter inch on this. Okay. Groovy. Now what picture do I want to put there? I wasn't necessarily going to think about a certain order, but you know, kind of am now. I just want to just my dad. Let's see. Oh, how about my dad and me on one side and mom and me on the other? How about that? How about that? Now, this I can really trim down. That one I can use. Okay. Now, what did I... This is going to go here. Oh, there it is. I couldn't find my little drawing, but there it is. So let me get my two little discs. Two little discs, that's what I'm using. Get me a... That's a great idea, Candy. Yeah, just get Candy a present. So we used to always say to Holly when she was going out, she would take us shopping with her. Get us a present. All right, so now I don't want to put the glue on the side that I inked. That would be silly. That would be so silly. I'm getting myself in trouble here, girls. I want to put a little bit of glue on the bottom. That's out too far. Out way too far. I'm going to zhuzh that in a little bit. Oh, I miss Holly too. Okay. Now, so I don't get glue all over where I don't want it, let's put that aside. Let's be a little cautious. All right, so now this is, mostly stuff in here I don't really need to see. I'm just really kind of interested in my dad and me. So if I trim that out, now it's kind of nice. It says January 1955 there. I think I'm going to leave that on. So let's just trim a little bit here. I want to leave that on. And I don't want to take my dad's arm off. Okay. I definitely need another blade in my trimmer. Oh, I cut the bottom off anyway. Can you even stand me? Now, where did I see? It's like a second. My husband and I keep saying to each other, I just said to myself, I'm going to go do whatever. And then did I say 1955? December? Can't be December. It must have been when they got them developed. All right, I'm going to scoot that over there. It's here somewhere. January 55. I'm half dressed and my dad's in sleeveless. That's got to be when they developed them, not when the picture was taken. So I'm not going to worry about it. All right. It's funny. It says there something John, and John was my dad's name. Maybe I'll put it on this side. Okay, Gail. Glad you could come back. All right. So now I'm flipping it. And then I'm going to put Mom and me on this side. I wonder if I would like it if I rounded these corners. Probably. That'll work. Our son called this morning to tell me, oh, this is 1953 here. So I was little. That's the year I was born. That's my dad's writing. He didn't put the month. It's funny, he put our last name. Now, if my grandmother had done that, she'd have had a big arrow, Franny, and then an arrow here for Lori. All right, I want to put on here 1953. Because then when I get my pen, I'll come back and write in all my info. All right, so this one is to go in here. I should really wait for that glue to dry. Now that's going to give me a little bit of fits because I didn't trim this. They did get true arrow. I know arrow. My grandmother was classic. She did that all the time. Okay, so now I got to remember I got a there. All right, so let's see. Maybe I'll put me and Grandma. And then I'll do my first birthday there. I guess I could leave them, but I guess I'm going to continue and put, see this, my birthday was August. This says April 1955. They must have not had the money to get pictures developed. And then 55, things were better. I don't know. There's only, what, 13 months or so between my sisters. But there's a big gap between me and my middle sister. But Mom had a little trouble in between. Yes, he did, Gail. He was in the Army. Oops, I got a little visitor under my feet. And I can come back in with little bits of, your dad was too? My dad, my grandfather was a Marine, and my dad really wanted to be a Marine, but they wouldn't take him because he was colorblind. And yeah, I have other pictures of, I just pulled these out. I have some of my dad in uniform. But I just quickly went through this morning and grabbed ones I thought might be good for this little project. My dad was in Korea. Oh, okay, Candy. All right, so we got a lot of Army kits here. My one uncle was in Pearl Harbor. Nah, I don't think he was ever the same after that, as they say. My grandfather got the, what's it called? The Purple Heart? Oh, okay, Gail. Yeah, my dad was over there. He wasn't too keen on traveling places. I remember asking him one time about wanting to travel and go and see things, and he said, I saw enough when I was in the service. He said, my traveling days are over. I don't know if you want to enlist now, if color blindness is a factor or not. I think I'm squishing glue. It's hard to see because my paper, the white glue really kind of blends in. So I'm not really, I don't know if it's squishing out. Oh, really, Gail? Oh, that's cool. Um, I think my grandfather or my I think it was my great-grandfather. I know he was a policeman, but I don't know if they were up in Canada for a while or no, there's stories about the mounted police and stuff. And he said her grandfather are Austrians. We can't help where we were born. Yeah, true. So true. All right, so let's get this little card out. So this is how I'll just continue to finish this off, you know. I'll probably use a little fabric here and there to jazz it up, but not put too much more bulk. But I'm not going to slip this in a journal, I don't believe. Um, I think I'll just keep it like this and maybe put it on my dresser. So I'm taking two more of my little discs here. Just am really a fan of the inked edges. I'm going to put a little glue at the bottom. Boop, boop, boop. You really only need one, but I like two of them so I can have the back covered. Yes, I know. My dad's been gone a while. We just lost my mom. Look, this I didn't ink. That's because I turned it inside out. I forgot about gluing. I wanted to see certain prints on my paper, you know. And so when I was making and cutting the pages, I didn't think about that, you know, gluing them together and that wasn't going to show. So then I turned them all inside out and some of them aren't inked. So I've got some, you know, some stuff left to do. Put me, you know, a little bit of lace. It's not that thick. I might be able to pop that in and then get all my cards tucked in, get all my notations written in, and then I'll do the spine, cover the spine. Boy, I wish I could get that off, but I think I'm going to have to live with that. So it's a fun little project. See, it's getting chunkier already. But it doesn't take up too much space. Of course, my pictures are smaller, so it depends on your pictures. The other thing I was thinking, what did I do with those postcards here? You know, these are kind of the same size, so I might put one of these on the back. And kind of like that, you know, and I could put one on this inside, you know, I could do the postcards back here. So I think that's an option I might go for. I love covering up the postcard. I hate covering up the postcard bit, but I'm not sure that I want to build a pocket, but I guess I could with some of my offcuts that I have here somewhere. Gosh, I should have gotten up and closed that door. I can hear every word. I don't hear so well, but I can hear every word that my husband's saying right now. Yeah, this might be a little too shallow. But I have these extra cards here too, so I think I might fashion something. Might be a little, I might have to trim a little, but I have options, right? And so I'm going to cover that spine. I might end up going with just muslin. I'll see what I can dig out. I mean, I've got tons of scraps. You can't hear what he's saying, but you can hear his voice. Okay. Oh, Joyce. Yes, I can't imagine. All right, so that's it for me today, ladies. I think all ladies are here. I appreciate the replayers that will watch maybe later on. I'd love to know if you try this and how it turns out for you. If you have any questions, you can leave me a comment. That would be cool. If you haven't subscribed, I'd invite you to do that and check out my other videos. You're welcome, Peggy. I hope you get accomplished what you hope to today and can get back to normal life. And Cal, I'll talk to you a little later. No ball game tonight. Woohoo! We have a day off, so we'll see how all that goes. But all right, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here with me and spending time doing a little artsy using our stash. It certainly is nice to have company when you're being creative, even when you're not, right? So, Judy, I must maybe I'll put Judy to sleep. I don't know. So, I've got today and tomorrow left just drinking liquids to finish up my cleanse, and then I can have vegetables. Whoa! So I'm looking forward to that. So let's see. Yeah, Mary went over the schedule of who's coming up. I think today is a third Thursday, isn't it? Yeah, probably. What's the date? No, the 12th. Today's probably only the 2nd. I don't know. I lose track. I'm losing track. Anywho, thanks again for being here. Don't forget, take time to be creative. Enjoy the journey. And until I see you next time, just, enjoy yourself. Enjoy your projects. No, 12 days. Yes. But today's September 12th. Yeah, we have 12 days. 12 days or 12 sleeps. I don't know. She's coming soon. I gotta get ready. All right. Take care. Have a great day. See y'all soon. Bye-bye.